Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video going over everything here as we wrap up the week on Friday. We've got a few things to talk about, including the 10x going on over the weekend for Theodore that I may pull for myself. We've got Plarium releasing a video on their official channel about some of the boss mechanics in the Accessory Ascending dungeon they're releasing. And then we've also got some community thoughts on the new fusion that is going to be launching here in a few days in the Dwarf G-Nut. So lots to cover in this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, we did have Plarium announce recently in their What's Next in Raid video that they did that there is going to be the official announcement of Accessory Ascending. We kind of knew it was going to be a thing. We were 90% sure that dungeon on the far right of the dungeon map was going to be the thing next to Sand Devil that would let us do the same mechanic for accessories, and now it is confirmed. But now they're finally giving us some details on what the boss fight is actually going to look like. So just to give you the quick, too long, didn't watch version, the Phantom Shogun's Grove is going to be at the far bottom right of the dungeon map. And for the first ability, we've got attack the enemy with the highest crit damage before attacking. Place a block passive skills on all enemies for 3 turns. So not going to be able to count on champions in this fight that have really good passive skills, because blocking them for 3 turns is going to be basically infinite. And then after attacking, going to place that new Enfeeble debuff on the target for 3 turns as well, which cannot be removed, resisted, or blocked. And then after attacking, going to place that new Enfeeble debuff on the target enemy for 3 turns, which cannot be removed, resisted, or blocked. And that new Enfeeble debuff is going to be champions under this debuff can only place weak hits. So I'm thinking what Plarium is trying to do here is they're trying to make a role in the game for the Affinity Breaker set, because it is complete trash and it just doesn't really get used. I still think it's going to need a little bit of a balance adjustment, but this is them probably trying to do something that will make that set in the game at least usable more often. And holy moly, I don't think you want me to read this word for word, but there's going to be a passive here where the boss is going to activate stacks of shade that continuously go up based on what you do to the champion, and it's going to increase the crit rate and crit damage that the boss is going to hit you with, basically, if you're not managing this shade mechanic effectively. Also worth noting that the boss is going to have complete immunity to turn meter reduction effects and that new Enfeeble debuff. Also, as the boss gets more and more shade counter, there is going to be different perks that the boss acquires, and at 10 stacks is going to be immune to poison damage. At 20 stacks is going to be immune to HP burn and smite from the Brimstone Blessing. At 30 stacks, immunity to skills that deal damage based on max HP. And then at 40 stacks, the boss is going to ignore 100% of the target's defense. And then there's a passive here on the boss that's going to give a bonus for having champions that have a high awakening level. So getting those awakening stars and the blessing mechanics and all of that on your champions is going to help you as you make your champions stronger. You're going to get rewarded for that, because right here, this passive is going to help you manage the shade stacks based on the level of awakening of the champions that you're using in the fight. So yeah, it's going to be a tough fight for sure. I'll definitely keep you in the loop here on the channel on some of the options that we can bring for champions against this. Then I'll do some deep dive guides on this boss fight once it's live in game, and I will show you the team that I'm going with on my account and how I'm farming up this new resource as well. And then we've also got some polling over on the community tab here on the channel, where I asked your initial impressions of the next fusion champion, which is that Dwarf G-Nut that's going to be starting on Monday. And we've got pretty solid reviews so far. So we've only got 13% of people down here on the bottom half that are going to be having a negative perception of the fusion champion. And look at these percentages. We've got a pretty good split between excellent and also seems solid. So I think this is going to be a pretty popular fusion that a lot of people are going to be trying to complete, as long as like they don't go crazy with like the double summon rush and make it an insane event. If it's a realistic fusion, I do think you're going to see a lot of players out there in the raid community trying to add this champion to their account. And I did go over the kit in detail in yesterday's video, so I'll give you like the quick version here in case you missed yesterday's wrap-up video. But G-Nut is going to be really good for like progressing into the hard Fire Knight. So if you're struggling to get into finishing the hard Fire Knight and get kind of an end game Fire Knight team, I do think he's going to be a very solid addition to your account, because he's got mechanics for both sections of the Fire Knight, both normal and hard, with that triple hitter A1 and the counter attacking mechanics. He's kind of tailor made for that situation, where he is going to be either decreasing the turn meter or placing a freeze on hard version, which will be a pseudo turn meter decrease. And his A3 is going to be a max HP scaling ability, so it'll be great for cranking out tons of damage potentially, and even maybe somewhere like the Hydra. And then later today, I'm going to try to get you the updated tier list of the different fusion and event champions, so you can get some context as to where me and the team are thinking Gina is going to rank compared to all of the other event champions that we've seen, like Pythion and Nishok and Rosalvarg and all of that. And of course, we do have the 2x for Ancients this weekend, double dipping with the 10x for Theodore. And polling on the channel indicates that we've got a 58-42 ratio for pulling for Theodore. That's honestly pretty good. Outside of fragments or summon rush for a fusion or something going on, to have people pulling shards for a 10x event is a pretty high participation rate, but this is probably because it coincides with a 2x for Ancients. So you have a lot of people that are like, you know what, I want to pull some shards during a 2x, but I do want you to at least think about being a little bit careful, because we may get a guaranteed event coming up soon, maybe in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. And also we do have a fusion coming up that is going to be pretty popular in the raid community that you may want to save up resources to go after. So just keep all of that in mind on your account, and make sure you're not YOLOing too many shards, where you'll end up kind of hurting yourself from being able to participate in something coming up that you want to prioritize. For the tournaments and events going on, I would say in the Fire Knight tournament, maybe you want to at least get to 1525 right here to scoop up your 200 coins. And then also the Champion Chase tournament is going to be coinciding with the 2x for Ancients and the 10x for Theodore, but it's pretty normal par for the course kind of stuff. I would say another noteworthy thing to do over the weekend is make sure you're doing your fusion warm-up every day. As long as you're doing a little bit of campaign or a little bit of dungeon runs, you should be good on kind of scooping up those easy to require resources that are available in the fusion warm-up. And we can take a look at the shop to see if there's anything worth plugging in. So the light coins, kind of a typical event pack there. Obviously, we're going to get an ancient string here for 2x ancients, but it's 5 for 10, probably like 7 for 15, and then 10 for 20. Yeah, so this is going to be kind of a bad ancient pack, honestly, in my opinion. The double ancients, yeah, it's a purchase limit of 3, so you know it's not going to be very ideal. 13 for 25, that's pretty bad. Monthly pack, goodie. Mini mix. Again, I've covered this a few times, but they're kind of replacing the ancient. This is a bad time to replace the ancient shard with a mortal soulstone, so I don't know why they went that route, but yeah, because we got 2x ancients going on, so I wish they would do like the 100% mini mix packs with the 2 ancients in there. That would have been a lot better. It would have sold a lot better this weekend. And then the blessing mechanic right here, this is kind of the normal price point for the most part. Nothing too special there. The G-Nuts power pack and the Forge. Okay, so these two people are going to be curious about. Let's plug these in. And his power-up pack is going to be one of those standard ones that we've seen before, where you have the choice on the energy refills or just the volume of energy. And typically the better route to go is the 5600 energy, and then you can kind of choose what you want besides that. Usually like the 6 days of XP, especially heading in to where you're going to have to do like fragments or a fusion. But okay, it comes out as a 1.28. So technically it's above average and decent, especially if you are needing resources as we come up to the fusion kicking off here in a few days. It might be nice to have this to claim when you're needing to grind and complete some of the different events. Now, the way this works, what I was talking about, is you can choose the 20 energy refills or the 2800 energy. The 20 energy refills are going to give you a little bit more customization, obviously, because you can save them in your inbox for when you need them instead of having to claim all 2800 at once. But you do technically get more energy per price. Like the 2800 energy is more energy than a 20 energy refills. So you probably, like, if you're going to spend it all at once anyway to grind, like for a dragon event to get like a copy of a rare or something, you might as well take the 2800 leading up to a fusion, I think, because you're going to end up being in situations where you're going to want to spend 2800 energy. So I'd probably go double on the 2800. Like, if you still need to grind your Great Hall, you could take the classic refills. Otherwise, if you're low on XP days, you would go that route, and it grades out as a 1.28. So anybody that's approaching like the middle to upper tier of spending, it could make sense, but it's not an amazing pack that's like a 1.5 or something. And then we've got the Forge Pass pack. So let's go ahead and plug this in. This one is 20. So right there. And then we're getting the 1.55 million silver and then 60 XP brews right here. And then 18 times 20. Oh, that's a weird amount. 20 times 18, 200, 360, I believe. Hope I'm right. 360 multi-battles, and then it'd be 2,800 energy again. Let's go, boom, right there. And then we've got the, wait. Well, what is going on here? We've got, am I reading this right? We got multi-battle attempts and multi-battle attempts. What? Why did they do it like this? Am I losing it? Why did they not just do 20? Why did they not just do 20 multi-battle attempts right here? I feel like I'm going crazy. Why was that split up? I've never seen that before. Anyway, okay, I guess we put that in. I guess it is gonna be just the 400 multi-battles, because the 20 times 2 is gonna be 40. So interesting. I don't know why that split up, unless I'm missing some sort of obvious explanation. But and then arena refills right there. I think I got everything. Wait, the silver is split up too. What is going on with this? The silver is split up. We got 1.55 and 150. I'm not even going to add that in. It's 150k silver. I'm over it. 1.05. So it's probably like a 1.08 if I put in the 1.07, something like that. Weird offer. I've never really seen them structure it like that. It must be because of the breakdown on the days or something. 14 days. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, this is kind of a fail in my opinion on this pack. It's only a 1.05 and it's 14-day time gate. So yeah, not super amazing. It's technically about average, but the 14-day time gate is rough. So good luck if you're pulling some 2x Ancient Shards. I hope you get something impactful for your account. I will probably do a YOLO session and see if I can't pull a Theodore. I know it's only like a 6-point-something% chance. If I get a legendary, that it'll be Theodore, but I'll probably at least pull until I get 1 or 2 legendaries, because he is one of my most wanted non-voids. And we just gotta give ourselves as many pulls at the RNG lever as possible, and hopefully it works in our favor at one of these points. So that'll do it for me on this one. I appreciate all of you. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.